All right, what's going on, guys? It's Bigfoot here. We're going to be doing the pick'ems for this week of the Big Juice Championship League. Um, so these are the standings on the left. After last week, Pla was able to keep that undefeated streak. Unfortunately, your boy played pretty trash last week. Just made some kind of wasn't in it. Whatever. Didn't play well. Not going to make any excuses. Didn't play well against Chase at all. Um, Luckily, I was able to kind of pull it out and play better than Preston did in our game, and he did get a pretty good scissor sweep off on me, but all good. We were able to clutch that win out. So JC 7-1, still only have that one loss, and he's able to obviously I didn't move these around, but he's in second place and I'm kind of in third. And I think everybody else except for Chris went 1-1, or did B? No, I think B lost both of his, if I'm not mistaken. I think two people went 0-2, and the rest of the league went like 1-1, except for like JC and Plaz, because they went 2-0. All good. So we're gonna kind of just already hop into it. Hartsville Hitmontops versus Queen City Quaxley. So Chase against JC. Obviously JC super dominant. He's got like a really interesting half trick room, half speedy team. Adding Mimikyu and stuff like that now. So Chase's Latios is going to have a little bit of a hard time getting through those fairy types. But I think a lot of it is going to come down to how well does Chase play in Trick Room. Is he able to reverse the Trick Room? Is he able to get through JC's walls? I think Chase absolutely has the heavy hitters to get through his walls. But like I said, it is really going to come down to can he do that? Can he get through the walls, and can he play in Trick Room well enough to be able to pull out a win? I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna help Chase prep, so we're gonna do the best we can. But I think JC is definitely. I won't say definitely. I won't say definitely like he's absolutely gonna win, because I think Chase can absolutely win. I think beating me, even though I played bad, I think obviously that shows Chase has played well. I mean I played bad, but I feel like he just played super well into me for the majority of the time. So yeah. Obviously, I think Chase can compete. He was in the finals, or at least in the playoffs last season, even though that was kind of a botched season. But he was there. I think he's going to come back. He's had a little bit of a couple struggles last few weeks, but all good. I think he's going to be able to come back. Next one, we have the Brayloon Bambine, or the Beedrill Bandits, versus the Carolina Conkelders. Preston versus B. This is interesting. B's team is super threatening. B's team is crazy. Mega Scizor though versus Mega Deancey, kind of no questions asked in which Mega wins in that regard. He does have Intimidate with Incineroar. I think he's got a couple of things that even at +2 will live a hit from the Scizor. I'm looking at kind of like Metagross. Dragonite, obviously, if its multi-scale is up, I think should live a steel or a bug type move. And I think both of those can get. I'm not exactly sure if Metagross gets Fire Punch or not, but we'll just have to wait and see there. This is going to be interesting because he also traded his Manaphy away for Superior. So he's got like a good contrary mon, obviously there. Superior with Leaf Storm, getting the contrary boost instead of reducing its special attack is very interesting. I think Superior is fairly like mid-tier speed. I don't think it's like anything crazy. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head. But Superior not really too crazy into B's team. A bunch of flying type stuff like that. So we'll see if Superior even makes an appearance. Just looking at it, Preston's team is a lot faster. I think he can get off the ground a lot faster. So I'm gonna give this one to Preston. I think B definitely can take a game for sure. Like I really think B does have an opportunity to win this as well. Um, if Mega Diancie gets in and can actually, I'm not sure what kind of coverage Mega Diancie gets for a bug steel type. I don't know if it gets any fire type moves or if it's like eligible to use hidden power. But if it is, hidden power fire, Mega Diancie's not, bad. And if you get a Diamond Storm boost prior to Mega Scizor coming in, then you're kind of sitting pretty anyways. So yeah, I think just Mon wise, Preston has a little bit of an advantage. But then again, something like Feraligatr gets taken off, that sort of thing. We'll have to see. Mega Scizor is always a wall to get through. Bug Steel or just really Steel typing, kind of tough to get through in general. So gonna give it to Preston. All right. So then we come to definitely what is going to be one of the biggest matches of the season for sure. For me personally, also just to see what happens with the league if Plaza's able to beat me, if he gets I'll say a semi clean sweep. Because obviously we have B now joining us, so we have to see if he beats B. But he has to get through me first. So I think it's definitely going to be a good match. I'm very excited. There's a little bit of nervousness in me. Very excited, but I think my planning has been pretty well this week. We'll see. I've got some predictions for what he's going to bring. Obviously, not going to spoil what I'm bringing. Oh Lord. I think I really want to do this and just leave it at that and say I'm not losing. I'm not losing a game and he's going down. But I think for fairness' sake, I don't want to short myself because I think I can definitely win this. All of our games have been like fairly close. I think he definitely out-prepped me last season, but I think I have some pretty... It can go both ways here. I think we're definitely going game 3. I don't think he's going to 2-0 me. And for me to 2-0 him would be crazy. So, I'm going to give it to him because I think his team is just crazy. And it'll come down to like items and moves and all that kind of stuff there. So, we'll see. But I'm going to give it to him. I think he can play very well. I think his team is super scary. But I think a couple of our Mons in turn with each other can kind of get going. And I think when one of us gets going, it'll just kind of be gone. So we'll see how that one works out. Daddy Diglett's versus I don't think this has 2 G's in it. So there we go. We'll correct that real quick. Daddy Diglett's versus the Breloom Bambinos. Woo versus Tab. This one I am kind of excited for as well. This one's going to be... Woo has been getting a lot better, playing a lot. Him and Chris have been prepping together, so it's been super awesome to see kind of both of their developments and how well they're doing. So Tab has been kind of in this thing where he's bringing the same 6 Mons every single week because they're like kind of his best 6 Mons. I think Woo also has Latias now, so he's got some support moves. He's got obviously Latias can be an offensive threat as well, very versatile. He's got the weather. Really the only thing that I see on Tabs' team that can get rid of weather is the Dusclops, and I'm sure a couple of I can't speak. A couple other Mons on his team get some weather stuff, but like that's probably the best one to run it. So we'll see how that works out. Obviously, Mega Lopunny, big threat. Outspeeds his entire team. Mega Lopunny outspeeds Woo's entire team. Which is kind of crazy that Mega Manectric isn't like faster than it is, because I feel like it should definitely be a lot faster than it is. But anyways, I'm going to give this one to... I'm gonna give it to Woo. I'm gonna give it to Woo. Um, I think our league is crazy close for anybody to be really a 2-0. Um, so yeah, I'm giving it to Woo. I think his team is a lot more versatile. I think he can do a lot more. I think Tab's team is very easy to prep for in terms of like you can have a lot of things that cover a bunch of different mons and what they want to do. Um, but I also think Tab has a lot of checks and stuff to what Woo wants to do. Um, Obviously, Rabombi, Sticky Webs, and the Cloister, just the duo that even brings is crazy. So, we'll see how that goes. But yeah. Arizona Ash Ketchums versus Last Minute Linoons. This will be a good one, too. MNAS has a pretty tanky team. But Chris's team is super offensive too, and it's got a decent amount of bulk. But Chris's team is fast. Crobat, Regieleki, um, Scarf option with Miss Magius. You have Bisharp's not like crazy fast, but Bisharp is a crazy Pokemon. That mon hits. Um, but you also have Mega Zam, Darmanitan. I don't really see much on Chris's team that's eaten hits from Darmanitan aside from Cresselia. Because he doesn't have Carbink anymore. I should have updated that. I forget what he has in place of Carbink, but I don't know how well a Zatu is eating a hit from Darmanitan, which it's crazy because Darmanitan hadn't really been brought the last couple weeks, so it's been kind of it's crazy because that mon is an absolute demon. I think if Darmanitan comes, it's going to be super hard for Chris to deal with. Aside from like Mega Charizard. Mega Charizard is probably the only thing that takes a hit, being Fire and Dragon once it's Mega Evolved. I'm not exactly sure what type of coverage Darmanitan gets, but even then, I don't. Charizard's not that. You get a lot more bulky between typing and stats whenever you Mega Evolve, but we'll see. I think you've got a couple different things that can deal with Zard. I think Jellicent, depending on the spread, can deal with it a lot. Grimmsnarl, obviously bringing that prankster and the fairy type can deal with it. So we'll see. This one's gonna be close. I think I'm gonna give it to MNAS. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to MNAS. MNAS has been playing super well. Chris had a little bit of a rough week last week. We'll see if hopefully he can bounce back. But I think heavy hitting Linoons. They're both pretty heavy hitters, but I think that once if he can keep that Mega Charizard from getting off the ground and he can take hits from the rest of them and just deal damage with Darm and stuff like either Barrascuda or Duraludon, that sort of thing, I think he can do super well. So, yeah. Next, we're going to kind of get into the rematches. We're coming up on kind of the time when the league is looping back around, and this is really, I think, when you're going to kind of see these standings over here get crazy. I'm not expecting everybody to just beat the same people they beat and lose the same people they lost to, that sort of thing. I think it's going to be a very, very close race to playoffs. I'm excited. Hopefully I can kind of pick it back up and push my record back to where I need it to be. I think third place, obviously not terrible, but just trying to pick it back up. So here we go. We're going to get back into it. Carolina Conkelders versus the Hartsville Hitmontops. So now that Preston has kind of swapped his Scizor plans up and stopped bringing it as like a defensive wall, and now he's bringing it as like I'm just going to try to set up 2 SDs and bullet punch your entire team and see what happens. Now that he's kind of started doing that, I think it gets a lot scarier for not just Chase but for everybody. I think Chase just still has so much offensive pressure that it'll be super hard for Preston to win this game. I think Superior doesn't really offer anything crazy against Chase's team. So I'm going to give this to Chase. I think Chase, you and I can prep again for Preston, and not a lot has changed from last time. So, we'll kind of see how that works out. All right, with the Monroe Minans and then the Braylon Bambinos. So Tab against me. Again, kind of brings the same 6 Mons every week because it's kind of his best 6 Mons, but that's not to say that his other Mons aren't super threatening. I feel like my team has gotten a lot better since the last time we played. My team has kind of just, I feel like, gotten a little bit consistently better over the time, with a couple trades, a couple free agencies, that sort of thing. I think I can pull this out. I know Plaz helped Tabs prep, but I think that I can deal with whatever he's got coming, as long as I can get those sticky webs off my side of the field, which obviously I'm going to be able to do that with a couple different Mons, or even keep them off my side of the field for as long as I can. We'll see. But I think I can definitely pull it out. I think my offensive presence into his defensive presence I think I have a lot of my offensive Mons deal with his walls very well, in Blissey and Dusclops. So we'll see how that turns out, but I think I can definitely pull that out. So we're gonna go Daddy Diglets versus the Philadelphia Flygons. This was very much match of the season candidate whenever this match happened. Wu was the first person to take Plaz to a game 3. I'm very excited to see this rematch because I think I was not there for their first match. I believe I was out or something that week. I forget what was going on, but obviously when you hear something's potentially match of the season or was match of the season until a couple weeks ago or last week, got to pay respect to it a little bit. So I think, if Wu can keep that prep game up and just a couple different little things, I think Wu can win. I think I'm actually going to give it to him. Like I said, match of the season, got to pay respects to it. Obviously, match of the season comes from both coaches playing well. Wu just playing super well in his game with Plaz. I think Plaz will be a little bit more prepared for a couple of things that maybe have thrown him off last time, but I think Wu can definitely pull it out. Yeah. Queen City Quaxleys and the Arizona Ash Ketchums. Playing each other in very close proximity to what I think they only played each other like last week or 2 weeks ago, something like that. Can Chris deal with double fairy against his Mega Charizard? Does he even bring Mega Charizard again, or at all, that sort of thing? Can he just deal with the Trick Room and stuff like that in general? I think JC's got it. I think his team is just a lot better than it was even before. It'll be the same team that he's played Chris with before, but adding that Mimikyu, having the Deancey, and just the availability of Trick Room plus like a couple of fast Mons, it's crazy. So I hope Chris could be able to find a way to deal with it. But I think JC is solid battler, obviously. So we'll see how that plays out. And last game for Sunday, last minute line news versus Beedrill Bandits. Imnaz, and I believe this is going to be the first time that a lot of these teams are going to fight B, because he obviously, Garchomp Sharks dropped out, and we let B in. So I think this will be a couple of first times. So not everybody's kind of getting the rematches played out, but a couple of first times for B. So B's team versus Imnaz is pretty interesting too, because they both just hit super hard. I think B's walls can be pretty good against Gymnasis, but I also think that the amount of pressure and stuff, again, we have to kind of look at Mega Zam and Darmanitan into his team. I mean, there is not a lot on his team, again, that wants to take a hit from that Darmanitan. And depending on what kind of coverage it gets, like, what are your main walls really on B's team? You have like a Moongus, Mega Deancey. Dragonite can be a defensive wall. It just depends on what kind of set you bring. Metagross, obviously. Claydol and Lapras. I don't really think, Lapras taking a hit that well. I think Metagross, depending on the set, even though I think you're maybe taking 3 Flare Blitzes. But if you're swapping in and out, it's going to be tough. I'm going to give this one to Imnaz. I think Imnaz can definitely just kind of hit things and not have to worry about any kind of tank or anything like that. Obviously, you have Intimidate Incineroar for the Darmanitan, but I don't know if Incineroar is even taking things very well, depending on the move that's used, that sort of thing. So I think it'll be a lot to play around that. But I think minus the Incineroar, Darmanitan just kind of hits things. So that's that. That's kind of the standings for what I think is going to happen. Going to go quickly down here to matches of the week. Obviously, me and Plaz, I think, has potential to be a game of the season caliber game. I think if I beat him, obviously the streak is over, that sort of thing. Definitely a pretty big upset for him for Saturday. For Sunday, I think upset of the week would be Chris and JC. I think if Chris is able to take down JC, that's a lot of steam in his engine. JC's that's getting kind of let out, and that puts a lot of steam in Chris's engine. So, we'll see. I think that definitely has potential to be a match of the week. So yeah, I think that also. Let me see. I think that might be upset of the week as well. I think it might be. Yeah, I'm gonna give that match and upset of the week. So I'm just gonna quickly do this. We'll copy, we'll paste action. So yeah, I think that has potential to be, matches and upsets of the week. Kind of weird that it's like both, but I think these are very much like good set, good matches. That tons of potential to be super good games, and also kind of some upsets and matches of the week. So there you have it. Updated standings, and kind of my predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks.